Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I have another Need for Speed Unbound trailer to take a look at and some more information about the upcoming game. This, I believe, is now drop 6. We get these every week where they give us a little bit more information and another trailer. So unlike last week, there is actually another minute-long trailer here for us to take a look at, which is what's playing in the background of this video. It seems to feature this as soon as possible Pebble person again, who seems to say many incomprehensible things, like street style is everything, it's the takeover, and I'd rather put money on my grandmother, before reciting cliches such as drive it like you stole it. In all seriousness though, the trailer is all about an event called the Takeover, which is why he says it's the takeover, and as far as I can tell, this seems to entail earning skill combos in an event to show off how skillful your driving is. So as with a lot of games such as Forza, you seem to gain points via the usual methods, for example hitting destructibles, drifting, jumping, and having near misses with oncoming vehicles. You also gain points here for passing through checkpoints, it seems, so it's also beneficial to be fast as well as skillful. We also get our first glimpse of the new addition to this game, the 2022 Porsche Boxster Spider, so another of the new cars, which there is a full list of all of the cars coming to the game, by the way, which I'll put a tag to somewhere here. So that's the first glimpse of that. And of course, we see more of the 190E, which is a sort of star car for this game. And they've thrown in one of the most hated cars in Need for Speed for being completely OP, the Porsche, on the other side. So, as well as the trailer, called Run These Streets, apparently, although it seemed to be all about the takeover, so I'm not sure how those two things correlate. But there's also an article about warm engines cold drip, whatever that means, and become unmistakable. So, as you might expect, warm engines cold drip is, in fact, talking about clothing, which seems to be referred to as drip throughout Need for Speed marketing for some reason. Anyway, it's all about fashion brands such as Palace, which we learnt about last week being in the game, as well as things like Versace, Puma, whatever these are, and more. So it's all about the clothing and fashion that's going to be in the game, because as we know with the previous Need for Speed, they actually have licensed clothes for some reason. And it says how, basically it's saying how carefully put together it is, how they've got this Tony Blaze woman to decide which clothes shouldn't be in here, who's apparently some kind of fashion person. And they say things like, every single detail of this curated wardrobe was carefully studied and considered, from the shapes to the silhouettes to the patterns and textures. It takes years, la 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 la. So there's a lot of nonsense about how they've taken so much time to choose the clothes that are in this game. Personally, I don't really care. I'm just as happy with the non-licensed ones we get in other games. Or none at all would be even better. But anyway, if that's sort of thing you're into, to get some outfits that match your cars, that's what all of this is about. The Become Unmistakable page is a similar story, really. We've got all the Palace stuff, which I did a video taking a look at last week, which, again, I'll put a tag to somewhere on the video here. But it also tells you about some of the other brands, like Versace, who do many black and yellow things by the look of it, and Puma, who do, well, this sort of thing, if that's what you're into. Or what is that? Okay, that's horrible, right? And, well, that, whatever that is. So there we go. Many fashion brands we don't know about or care about being added to a car game. Excellent. And that is going to do it for a first look at the latest piece of information about Need for Speed Unbound, along with the latest trailer that they've just released. It's slightly disappointing, there's not a lot there, it seems to be all to do with clothes and fashion brands mostly, although the trailer itself was kind of good to see. Really focuses on that underground vibe of this game. Kind of almost feels like they're trying to hark back to the original Need for Speed Underground games, but it works, that style, if that's what they're going for, I suppose. So yeah, good to see a glimpse of, well, another of the event types we're going to get in the game, as well as some more of those new cars which were in the car list a little while ago. Still not sure why they're kind of focusing it so much around this as soon as possible Pebbly person, because, as I keep saying, I've never actually heard of him. Apparently he's some kind of musical rapper person, which I suppose, again, fits with the sort of underground street race vibe of these kind of games. That's the kind of music that traditionally went into these, so it all kind of makes sense. And again, with some of the fashion brands, they do fit in with that kind of vibe of the game. But there we go, again, just quite a short trailer and small amount of information that they're feeding to us very slowly here. But it is now coming up to the release of this game very, very quickly, especially now we know there'll be 3 days early access for those of us who pre-order it. So I do very much look forward to giving it a go. Again, as I always say in these, the only thing I'm really concerned about with this is that the handling is going to be all floaty and horrible like it was in previous games, but we'll wait and see when it comes out. As ever, I do look forward to hearing any more news we get about Need for Speed Unbound in the run-up to its release and playing it when it's out, but for now, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.
That's how you do it. See, I was rooting for you too, man. You made me proud.